And it's time. It is main event time. And here to set the stage momentarily, our own Chris Gregory.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our main event of the evening. Please help me welcome right now into the blue corner from SLO County, Cody Gibson.
Cody the Renegade Gibson, record of 18, 8-4, 4 fights inside the UFC cage, including a 31-second knockout victory over Johnny Bedford. As you mentioned, Ray in the open, coming off of a loss in a war to Ray Borg. And now an opportunity to fight for the title. Let's hear from one of the contenders looking to become the first bantamweight champ of UNF.
My name's Cody Gibson. I fight out of SLO County, California, near San Luis Obispo at the Pit. I've been fighting for a long time. I'm 18-8. I think I'm still the current Tachi Palace Fights bantamweight champion. For me though, it's never really been about titles and accolades. Like I don't even know where my Tachi Palace belt is. The journey is what motivates me. The process motivates me. Of course, it's always nice to be able to say I'm a champion and have a title belt and all that kind of stuff, but for me personally, and it's nothing knocked on the promotion or titles in general, but it's never been like my focus, you know what I mean? My opponent, Francisco Rivera, has been around a long time, similar to myself. So I'm super excited to fight him. His fighting style is very fan-friendly. He comes forward and he throws heavy shots. You put me and Francisco in a cage together and you lock the door, violence is gonna ensue, so it should be fun.
Well, take us through the keys to victory for the Renegade.
Well, for Cody Gibson, you don't want to play around too much with Francisco Rivera. Get this fight to the ground and use your ground and pound, use your long limbs to your advantage. That is the key to victory for one, Cody Gibson.
And now, into the red corner, let's welcome from Buena Park, California, Francisco Rivera.
Francisco Rivera, no stranger to big fights as well. Veteran of the UFC, has UFC wins over the likes of George Roop and Edwin Figueroa. Cisco
is Los Angeles in the building, make some noise.
Gonna have a little assist for this entrance as well.
Make some noise for Cisco in the building.
Old young drummer boy in the house for Cisco's entrance.
Cisco Rivera has what I like to call swagitude. He's got swag and he's got attitude. This guy is just a legit top-level prize fighter.
Yeah, not only that, but he's got dynamite in both
Francisco
hands.
Rivera. I'm 15-9, fighting out of Buena Park, California at BP Martial Arts Academy. I'm a pro fighter because it's what I love.
Less than 30 seconds to go in the round. Ishihara's gonna have to pull something out of his...
Oh, there it is, he looked for it the entire fight, caught him with the question mark.
You know, I started off doing it for fun and then ended up being one of the greatest things that has ever happened in my life. The nastiest thing about Cody is just he's a grinder. He likes to come forward. You know, no matter if he's cut or hurt, he's still gonna push to put on a show, and he's not, you know, your standard fighter. He's been around for so long. He likes to mix it up, and that's what I see the most in Cody Gibson. This is actually my first title in my whole career. You know, fighting for the UFC, fighting for other organizations. I never got a chance to fight for the title, but now I'm here for Up Next Fighting to get a chance to fight for this title. I'm definitely gonna make the most of it.
Let's break down the keys to victory for Cisco Rivera.
Yeah, Francisco Rivera, he doesn't want to waste any time. He wants to get warm right away. Don't overcommit. Don't walk into the takedown. Keep fighting. Pick your opponent apart with strikes and look to land those heavy bombs.
Let's take a look at how they match up with the tail of the tape.
Cisco Rivera, 5 years the elder. Cody Gibson's going to have a 1-inch reach advantage, but other than that, both these guys match up pretty well.
Let's not keep these guys waiting. Back to the cage and Chris Gregory.
Ladies Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would ask that you all please join me and rise to your feet for our national anthem being performed tonight by our special guest, Michael Roberts. Please, gentlemen, remove your hats.
Literally an electric performance in the national anthem and a whole lot of electricity in the air.
Mr. Gibson, you know what to do. Keep your fucking hands up wide awake, all right? Get to work.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's main event is sponsored by Cake. It's supervised by the California State Athletic Commission, their executive officer, Andy Foster, their chairman, Peter Villegas, with event supervisor Sean Wells in attendance. The judging officials for tonight's fight are the Honorable John Romero, Chris Crail, and Elliot Kelly. Ringside physicians, Dr. Jeff Roberts and Dr. Cynthia Pfeiffer. And your timekeeper, Jill Trigg, and your referee, Frank Trigg. And now, this is the moment that you've all been waiting for. From the sold-out crowd here at the Commerce Casino and Hotel to all the people watching around the world on Fight TV, this is tonight's main event of the evening. 3 rounds for the up next fighting Bantamweight title. I say, fight fans, are you ready? Introducing to you first, in the blue corner wearing red, he weighed in at 135 pounds. He stands 5'10", fighting out of the pit with a deeply respected record of 18-8 with 7 wins coming by way of knockout. This man is a 4-time UFC veteran from San Luis Obispo County, California. I give you Cody the Renegade Gibson. And in the red corner, wearing red with black trunks and at an official 133.6 pounds, he stands 5'8", fighting for All In MMA. His record stands at 15 wins, 9 losses with 1 no contest, with 10 of his wins coming by way of knockout. This man's a 10-time UFC veteran from Buena Park, California. Here is Francisco Rivera. The third man in the ring, keeping it real, your referee, Frank Trigg.
Gentlemen, we got our instructions in the locker room. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. You want church clubs to do it now? Let's go back to your corners and come out swinging.
Two great veterans set to hook it up with the Bantamweight title on the line. Cinch them up, get ready for a heck of a ride. Two guys with big fight experience. Cody Gibson's got a win over the likes of Chad George. You got Francisco Rivera, mix it up with Uriah Faber in the UFC cage. And time for talk and anticipation is over. It's title time.
I've been chomping at the bit for this one, Ty. Cisco taking his time here, looking to touch him with that left, but Cody quickly gets in on the hips. Nice takedown by Cody Gibson.
Beautiful takedown by Gibson. And we heard Francisco Rivera mention it. Hard to believe it's his first title matchup in his lengthy career. And is in a precarious position here early.
Well, guys, the odds makers are divided on this one. This is a pick 'em fight. Both guys -115 coming into this fight. So they very much believe that this will be an even matchup. The over-under is set at 2.5 rounds as well for this title fight.
And the ground certainly favors Cody Gibson. Out of his 18 victories, he's locked in 3 submission victories. Francisco Rivera, a knockout artist, 10 of his 15 wins by knockout. The remaining 5 by decision. He's never finished anybody on the ground.
And right here you're seeing a battle for wrist control. Fighting for hand position here. Francisco Rivera doing everything he can to prevent Cody Gibson from locking up a choke. Cody working out of the body triangle here. He's got that body lock cinched in real tight. Francisco Rivera on the wrong side of the tracks early on here in the first round.
Yeah, but certainly not panicking, keeping his composure and eating some shots in the process. Francisco Rivera, no stranger to up next fighting, coming off of a victory here over Teruto Ishihara. And going to try and do something here to better his position.
I don't mind this particular strategy by Cody Gibson. Why are you going to mess with the guy that wants to tear your head off with the kind of power that Francisco Rivera has? Of his 15 wins, 10 of them have come by TKO or knockout. Cody Gibson said, enough of that nonsense. Let me take him to the ground and put him in my world. Also, let's take into account the fact that Cody Gibson is a standout amateur wrestler as well.
Yeah, and you know, this is exactly what you pointed to in the keys to victory. Cody Gibson wasted no time, brought the fight to the mat, and is absolutely dominating the position here. Francisco Rivera is going to have to do something explosive to get out of that body lock, because that is cinched in tight.
John, how much does that take away, the breathing and disrupt the breathing and take air out of the lungs?
Well, it puts a lot of pressure on your diaphragm, so breathing out is easy, but breathing back in, filling those lungs back up, very difficult with that body lock position. And not only that, it's mentally exhausting because you not only have to fight the body lock, you have to fight the hands or you're going to go to sleep. So it's just a real precarious situation early on for Francisco Rivera.
And staying active with the strikes as well. It's been the grinding grappling of Cody Gibson, the likes that his cohorts at Menlo College Wrestling would be proud of, and really smothering, suffocating Francisco Rivera there as well.
Yeah, your crossface right there momentarily.
Yeah, making things very uncomfortable for Rivera.
He's doing a lot of good things here. He's disrupting the breathing of Rivera. He cross-faced him a minute ago. He's controlling the position with the body lock while riding the back. So his active legs are what is keeping Francisco Rivera from turning into him and creating a different position.
Also, let's take into account, guys, that Francisco Rivera is 41 years of age. So Cody Gibson has youth on his side. So Gibson is trying to take some of the steam out of the lungs from Francisco Rivera.
Excellent point, and has been successful in doing just that here. And it has nullified any attempts at offense for Francisco Rivera by tying him up. Fighting his fight right now is Cody Gibson, playing to his strengths and avoiding the strengths of his opponent, Rivera.
You see, whenever Cisco's able to create a little bit of space, you see Cody locked down again on the legs. And that again brings his opponent back to his chest and keeps the pressure on. Heavy chest to back pressure here for Cody Gibson, just controlling Francisco Rivera.
This is a type of a quicksand environment that the more you struggle, the deeper you get. If you're Francisco Rivera, just hasn't had an answer for it. Was trying to attack the body lock a minute ago, was throwing some elbows to the legs, and now opens himself up for some shots to the ribs, and again, gonna put you in just a very uncomfortable position.
And Tada, give Cody Gibson credit because he's being busy enough to not warrant inactivity, therefore they could stand him up.
Just cage control, you know, and just enough aggression as the first round, seconds from coming to a close, and one that was completely controlled by Cody Gibson.
Dominating first round by Cody Gibson.
All right, Jonathan, well, no surprise here, but take us through your unofficial scorecard.
Yeah, I scored that 10-9 for Cody Gibson. It could have been a 10-8 round with the position if he had done a little bit more damage, in my opinion, if he was able to complete some of those strikes, but 10-9, firm 10-9 for Cody Gibson.
Yeah, Gibson really took away the game plan of Francisco Rivera, and as I mentioned, just kept him completely at zilch when it comes to offense.
If you're Francisco Rivera, though, you got to have short-term memory. You got to say, okay, I gave up one round, I got 2 more rounds to go. He's got to go back on the attack. But where I'm curious of, he was breathing heavy in between rounds, and I think that body lock, as you talked about, John, took a lot out of him.
Both these guys coming from real good camps. Cody Gibson with Antonio Banuelos in his corner out of the pit. Francisco Rivera with Mike Rush from All In MMA. This is a fight that could have been won in the corner. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall to hear the conversations that both coaches gave.
Those sounds were off and running here for round 2 of 3 scheduled to crown the first ever Bantamweight champion of Up Next Fight. You guys talked about the effectiveness of that body lock. I mean, that was like having a boa constrictor around you for 5 minutes.
Oh, big uppercut from Gibson.
Also, Gibson went to southpaw momentarily. Now he's back to conventional, now back to southpaw. Ambidextrous is Gibson.
Big swing and a miss for the leg kick by Cisco. Oh, Cisco caught him with a left there.
Gibson's got to be careful here, though. Might be flirting with disaster. I mean, Gibson's got knockout power as well. But after his performance in the first round, if it ain't broke, why fix it? You expect him to change levels, try and get this thing back to the ground.
I mean, that's exactly what I would do. I would have already done it. But, you know, Cody Gibson's no slouch on the feet either, so.
He's having knockout victories for Gibson.
Yeah, and he's doing a good job of maintaining his range and snapping that jab in the face of Rivera.
You don't play around with a guy like Francisco Rivera who has bricks in his hands, and literally, if he gets the opportunity, he can fold you up like an accordion.
Yeah, with one shot.
He can, but you got to wonder how much that first round depleted from the gas tank of Rivera, because...
Big right hand from Francisco Rivera!
There's the opportunity for Rivera.
And now sense of urgency for Gibson, trying to get this thing to the ground. Can he complete the takedown? No, stuffing it there was Rivera. We got fireworks with the title on the line.
Oh, Cisco got caught there with a left. What a fight, back and forth, here we go.
This is what we thought it was going to be, a war of attrition. Styles make fights. These guys are meant for each other.
As advertised. And Cody Gibson, he said in his pre-fight interview, hard to have a boring fight with Francisco Rivera. And those words are proving to be prolific.
And look at now, Francisco Rivera is back in the fight after dominating the first round. And Gibson keeps playing around. He might get burnt if you stand too close to the fire.
Boy, if that hook had connected, it would have been big time trouble for the Renegade.
Yeah, that was a glancing right hand that just missed. Oh, he got it!
Man.
Right hand on the bump top!
And
here he goes!
Now Rivera jumps. And we'll see if Gibson can get his composure back. He's in trouble as Rivera's looking for the finish. Hammer fist now. And Gibson just flailing there on his back, throwing shots of his own, however. Gibson's got to tie him up.
He's trying to get his wits back here. The referee lets him back up, gives him his mouthpiece, but Cody Gibson in trouble here in the second round.
See, I really question why Gibson didn't decide to try to go ahead and keep himself on the canvas instead of getting to his feet. I think he's fighting on sheer guts and determination at this point.
A lot of rubber in the legs of Cody Gibson right now as he tries to shake him out. In on a single leg.
Gibson trying to change levels, looking for a guillotine perhaps, was Rivera. Good takedown defense by Rivera at the moment. Rivera trying to lock that head in.
Cody clears the head. Now working out of the open half guard is Cisco Rivera. This is exactly what Cisco Rivera did not want to happen. And this is exactly what Cody Gibson needed.
And Gibson's got over a minute to work here. See if he can get something going.
Well, he's trying to go for like a Darce choke, it seems like, guys, here.
See if Gibson can take over this round.
Cisco creates a bit of a scramble, gets back to his feet.
Nice escape there by Cisco Rivera. Look for him to pour it back on.
If you're Cody Gibson, I don't know why you're playing around with Rivera on the feet. Immediately go for a takedown. If you're Rivera, keep your distance and try to set up that right hand over the top.
Well, adrenaline could do wonders at some point. It's just instincts, and both guys have let it all hang out inside the cage.
Oh,
you get caught in the eye.
Looked like he caught him with the thumb. Oh, Cisco Rivera's had eye pokes. Bad history with eye pokes for Cisco Rivera.
Well, Rivera will have time to recover here. Obviously, no malice there as we're going to take a look back.
Yeah, it looked like he caught him with the thumb. Cisco Rivera, I believe, had surgery on one of his eyes after the Uriah Faber fight. I think he had a detached retina, actually.
Time to recover, and speaking of time to recover, this is a huge benefit for Cody Gibson as well. He had eaten some big shots and a chance for him to clear the cobwebs.
If you're Rivera, though, you need to take the full 5 minutes. I know you're a warrior, gladiator, but guess what? You don't have anything to prove to anybody. Take the full amount of time to clear your vision and make sure you can see, because you cannot take any sort of chances whatsoever going in a debilitated form fighting Cody Gibson.
Yeah, it's not something you want to do with one eye. Fight Cody Gibson. I wouldn't want to do it with two eyes and a baseball bat.
Yeah, and you can see that it's still giving him issues. Cisco Rivera trying to blink there, just trying to flush that thing out.
Yeah, oh, it was the middle finger, it looked like. I thought it was the thumb, but
Rivera prepared to fight on, and we'll see if it hampers him at all, as we got about 30 seconds to go here in the second round of this title fight.
Gibson in on the single leg, able to bring the fight to the mat. Cisco scrambling here. Good job by Cody Gibson to secure position.
Unfortunately, guys, eye pokes happen when you have 4-ounce gloves and you're able to grab.
Looked like he hooked the leg going for a pin there, Todd.
I don't think that's going to do it. Bell sounds, though. Second round comes to a close. And a second round in which Cisco Rivera was able to answer the dominant grappling of Gibson from round one and leveled Gibson with some nasty shots. Your thoughts after two?
Yeah, 2 rounds in the book. Cody Gibson won the first one cleanly, but the damage for Cisco Rivera, I give him the second round. So I have it 1 apiece here. We get a look. Cody Gibson taking the back of Cisco Rivera, landing some soft shots, softening him up here, looking for the choke. I believe that was the first round action. Cisco was able to fight out of that, but Cody maintained position, and nice lead uppercut from Cody Gibson there. But there's the home run hitter from Cisco Rivera. Both guys eating big shots. That big right hand, oh my Lord, that was a brick.
Nasty shot there by Rivera. And Gibson looked like he got shot out of a cannon when he got hit by it.
Well, listen, Gibson has a heck of a chin. I don't know what's in that chin. Might be titanium, because typically you get hit with a sledgehammer of a right hand from Francisco Rivera, and guess what? You need a pillow and a blanket because you're going to sleep at that point. Not Cody Gibson.
Yeah, Cody's got a beard on him for sure.
You want to talk about pinfall attempts? Rivera damn near had a DDT there. Third and final round. Bantamweight title.
Not to steal your thunder, John, but I have it 1-1, dead even.
Yeah, that's exactly what I have. 1 round each. The third round, in my scorecard at least, is going to be the deciding round.
There you see it, even Steven, with the stakes very high.
Cisco looking to land a big right hand. He's measuring it. Just missing right there.
And Rivera just...
Oh, he caught him with the left hook there.
Some jabs here by Gibson, working out the southpaw stance. And Rivera just cannot afford to get taken down here. Wards it off. Eats an
Rivera's starting to
uppercut.
fish. He's starting to fish a little bit more. He's leaving himself exposed. He's throwing wider shots. You can tell that Gibson is the superior conditioned athlete based on how they're throwing right now.
Well, and again, you mentioned the age, that 6-year age difference as well. When you're in the third round, it's something that could start to cost Cisco Rivera.
Yeah, but he's got that dad strength. Big right hand, Cisco Rivera. Oh, he gave up his back. Cody looking to bring this fight back to the mat.
And that could go a long way to determining this fight if he gets Rivera there and can ride this thing out.
But Cody's got to get busy here, guys, because they're not doing anything. And Frank Trigg, being a veteran fighter, having fought at the highest level, will no doubt elect to stand them up and separate them if they're not working.
Nice knee from Cody Gibson, doing just enough to keep Trigg away.
Looking for a throw here.
And he gets it.
That might have won Cody Gibson the fight if it stays in this position.
Yeah, Cisco's gonna have to get active with his hips to get off the mat here. He's flattened out.
We'll see if Cisco Rivera has enough left in that gas tank to get off the ground, or if Gibson can reach back into that first round playbook.
Oh, he's got him mounted. Full mount for Cody Gibson, and he's got the hooks flattening out. Cisco Rivera. Cisco's gonna have to work his way back to the cage to get back to his feet if he wants to.
Cisco's got that right arm trapped, at least he did. And now just all that body weight down here.
Triangle choke.
Bad spot.
And gets to the side to lock it in.
Oh, he got it!
Wow, put it away!
Cody Gibson with a tremendous third round submission. Wow!
That was beautiful, guys. The fact that he got him in full mod transition so smooth, and Rivera didn't know what hit him. It literally happened in 3 or 4 seconds, and when it got cinched in, Rivera knew he was in deep, deep trouble, and the end was near.
The Renegade dig down deep, adds a 4th submission victory to his belt. A Bantamweight belt coming his way. Let's take a look back, and I think the gas tank there in that third round of Rivera cost him as well, but let's look back at action from throughout this entertaining title bout.
This is the story of the fight. Cody Gibson maintaining position, maintaining dominant position, but when they were on their feet, boy, did Cisco Rivera make it fun. Big right hands, big left hand. You saw a nice left uppercut there from Cody. Both these guys finding a home for big shots, but it was that right hand that won Cisco the second round. But the third round came around, and boy, Cody Gibson sinking in that choke was that was something to behold.
And Cody Gibson demonstrated a lot of poise. He got lit up in that second round with big shots. He did not crumble. He stuck to the game plan, and he got Rivera in his world, and he finished it in such a smooth fashion. Cody Gibson, guys, is one smooth operator with the way that he was able to finish the fight with that beautiful arm triangle.
There you see it. Got to the side, was able to just cinch it in, and no choice for Cisco but to tap reluctantly, but a great hard-earned victory for Cody Gibson. What a fight, one that certainly lived up to the billing.
Well, listen, there's a reason why this is the first ever Up Next Bantamweight champion. Both guys lived up to why they were contenders for the fight, but Cody Gibson proving that he is superior, and also his conditioning was second to none. He really pushed the pace in the third round. One thing that Francisco Rivera, I don't think, anticipated from Cody Gibson.
Absolutely, and you got to give credit to Gibson for weathering that torrential downpour of strikes in round 2. We're going to head back to the cage, make it all official.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for these warriors. Let's hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, This fight comes to an end. 2 minutes, 42 seconds of round 3. We have a tap out doing an arm triangle. Your winner in the blue corner, Cody Gibson. Cody Gibson, your new Up Next Fighting Bantamweight Champion. And now presenting the belt, George Basmasian of Up Next Fighting. Look at that belt, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for your champion, Cody Gibson.
The Renegade gets it done. What a victory. To the victor goes the spoils, makes history.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am here with your winner, the Renegade, Cody Gibson. Now, in your interview, pre-fight interview, you talked about you don't fight for titles, but you gotta admit that gold's gotta feel pretty good right now.
Hey, this title right here, this goes to these guys. Yeah, these guys. That's Justin Frazier, Antonio Benuelos, Castle Williams. Justin Frazier Jiu-Jitsu, the Pit Nation, still alive and well. That's what that was.
Now, after a dominating first round, you ate some big shots in the second round. Going into the third, did you think it was 1-1?
Oh yeah. I kind of tired my legs out after that first round just to keep that body triangle. We were up against the fence, so I couldn't really flatten them out to try to finish the fight. So I was kind of stuck in that position, and I had to keep the lock. But going into that second round, my legs were dead. He's a heavy-handed dude, you know? I was a little flat-footed that second round. I couldn't move too well, and he took advantage of it. He landed some crisp shots. I've never been knocked out. I don't ever plan on getting knocked out, knock on wood. But yeah, I took some of his best shots and had to dig deep that third round for sure.
You came out in that third round, brought the fight back to the mat. You got over the side control, and it was a wrap. Arm triangle choke. Tell me about the finish. Talk us through it.
Well, when you're getting beat up by Justin Frazier and Antonio Benuelos every day at the pit, you know, you learn to survive. And these guys teach me. They have that like catch wrestling, almost like Josh Barnett style, Khabib style, top pressure, pass, punch, pass, punch. And I just implemented that game and did what my coaches told me to do.
When can we expect you to see you back inside the Up Next cage to defend that title?
I'm a fighter, man. I'll be whenever they call me. I'll be back. It could be tomorrow, it could be next week, whenever it is.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together one more time for the Renegade, Cody Gibson!
Historic win. No one else will be able to say they were the first to do it, the first ever Bantamweight champion of Up Next Fighting. And we're going to be taking another look back at the way he finished the deal here. So first getting that hip in there, the takedown that would open the door eventually for that arm triangle.
He's just so smooth. He was able to transition to side control, knew he had the head, and immediately you saw that Francisco Rivera said enough is enough. But that was just so smooth, it was calculated. He did it in a relaxed fashion. Cody Gibson is the goods, and there's a reason why he's been fighting at a high level for such a long time.